Continuing, we're going to look at these next two examples. It says use properties of the operations of rational number arithmetic to perform the following calculations. I'm going to work through these problems two different ways just to show you that you have options. The first one I'm going to go through pretty straightforward. So I've got 2/3 times 4/7 plus 2/3 times 3/7. So if I multiply 2/3 times 4/7, that gives me 8/21. Plus 2/3 times 3/7, that's going to give me 6/21. 8/21 plus 6/21 gives me 14/21. And top and bottom can be divided by 7, which will leave me with 2/3. So that is one way that I can approach this problem. Let me show you a second way. If you notice, I've got a 2/3 being multiplied to the 4/7 and then a 2/3 being multiplied to the 3/7. So what I can do, so I'm using the distributive property here, kind of in reverse. I'm going to pull that 2/3 out, and that leaves me with 4/7 plus 3/7. 4/7 plus 3/7 is 7/7, and 7/7 is just 1. So this is just telling me to take 2/3 times 1, or 2/3. Both completely valid ways to work the problem, just from two different directions. It's whether you want to multiply first and then add them, or if you see that distributive property and using that. But they'll both give you the right answer. One of them is not more correct than the other. So I'm going to do the same thing with this second example here. We have 4/5 times 2/3 minus 3/10 times 2/3. So I'm going to start by multiplying and then subtracting. So I'm going to have 8/15 minus 6/30. With my first fraction, 8/15, I don't have the same denominator as that second fraction, so we need to do a little bit of work here. Common denominator is going to be a 30, so I'm going to take top and bottom of that first fraction and multiply by 2. So I have 16/30 minus 6/30 leaves me with 10/30, which can be reduced down to 1/3. So that's the answer. That is one way that you can work this problem. So let me show you the other way. Once again, using the distributive property, this time the 2/3 is the second fraction. So when I pull that out, I'm going to put it to the right. So I have 4/5 minus 3/10 times 2/3. Still need to subtract here, still need to have a common denominator, but in this case, the common denominator is just going to be 10. So the first fraction becomes 8/10. So we have 8/10 minus 3/10 times 2/3. 8/10 minus 3/10 is 5/10. And 5/10 is the same thing as 1/2. So I have 1/2 times 2/3. So you can either multiply and get 2/6 and then reduce 2/6 down to 1/3, or, and I imagine most people would do this, you could cancel these 2's and there's your 1/3 again. Once again, those are both valid ways, valid methods for solving this problem. If one of them makes more sense to you, if one of them clicks a little better with you, use that method. I just wanted to give you options here.